Hey guys, I wanted to do one quick video dedicated to one question that I get a lot. And the question is in regards to my indoor grow room. People want to know, what do I use in the pots in there as far as growing mix? And people that have seen my videos previously know that I like to use a lot of compost. And so a lot of them assume that I bring the compost in and use that. Well, actually I do not. I don't take anything that is outdoors as far as dirt and whatnot and soil or anything like that. I never bring it inside. So I'm going to show you what I use. Now there's also a lot of people wonder how I can fertilize indoors. How do I feed my plants? Because they know I don't fertilize at all outdoors. And the reason being is because I mulch heavily with lots of compost and wood chips and stuff. But the caveat that I did a video before and I said that I don't fertilize. However, I should have mentioned, which I didn't, I was kind of lax in that when it comes to my indoor grow room, I have to fertilize. The reason being is because I can't bring anything indoors like compost and whatnot to spread as a mulch on top of in my pots to help feed the plants. And so I'm forced to. Now, I'll do a video later on about what I use to fertilize indoors, but I use an organic liquid fertilizer inside. Now you can also make up your own and kind of research your own fertilizer to use, but I use kind of a complete nutritional kind of fertilizer. It's not just NPK, it's got lots of other stuff, but I'll do a video later on about that. But basically, when you're growing indoors, to not bring any bugs and introduce any other problems indoors, you're going to need to fertilize. As far as my grow mix goes, I use 3 ingredients, okay? I use a standard potting mix. It's an organic indoor-outdoor potting mix. And then I use coconut fiber, and then they call it coconut coir, and then I use perlite. Now, you use ratios, so I can't tell you like you use 1.5 gallons or gallon or whatever. It's all by parts. And so let me show you what the parts are. Now, as far as the potting mix, they call it potting soil, which I have a problem. People that know me, I have a problem with the word soil, potting soil. But that's what they call it. It's an indoor-outdoor organic potting soil. And it's mostly just decomposed matter and whatnot, and so it's bagged. And so I have no problem with using it. I haven't had hardly any problems with doing it that way as far as bringing that stuff indoors, because it's, I don't want to say it's been inoculated, but I know a lot of times they heat it up and it's been sitting in the bag, so not a lot of air and whatnot moving around and stuff like that. So there's not a lot less opportunity, let's put it that way, because there's activity going on in there. You can have fungus gnats and things like that. So, I mean, it's not 100% guarantee that you're not going to have problems, but I think by buying the bag mix, you minimize the risk. And so I'll usually buy this in the fall when nurseries and whatnot are trying to get rid of it because they, for inventory and stuff, and people aren't buying it. As far as the parts go, it's 2 parts of the potting mix, and then it is 1 part of this coconut fiber. Let me show you how I buy this. I buy it in a big bale like this, and this says approximately 4.5 cubic feet expanded. Okay, so when I'm talking about 1 part of this, and I'll put a link below to this stuff that I buy, but so it's 2 parts of the potting mix, 1 part of that. Now with the coconut fiber, you're going to have to make sure that you hydrate it. And I did a video, I'll put a link below, on a video I did on the soilless mix, and about you want to just throw the part of that bale into a bucket, fill it up with water, and just keep putting water in it until it'll just keep expanding until it's nice and saturated. You don't want any standing water in there, but you don't want any dry spots. So keep crumbling it up and make sure that it's all hydrated before you measure it. So 1 part of that, and then I use perlite, and I use my peas are attacking me. And then I use 1/2 to 3/4 of a part of perlite. And then I mix this all together. Now the potting mix that I buy doesn't have any perlite in it. Sometimes you'll buy a potting soil or a potting mix and it'll have lots of perlite. But even then, I still go ahead and add at least 1/2 part of this. So we have 2 parts of potting mix, 1 part of coconut fiber, and 1/2 to 3/4 of a part of perlite. And now I'll bring you in and I will show you what this mix looks like when it's all mixed up. And this is what I've been using this for years, and it's been really good for me. It doesn't matter if I'm doing, if I'm transplanting small plants or even my large plant, like my banana plant. My banana plant is good 4 feet, 5 feet tall now, and it's still using this mix, and it'll continue for its whole life cycle while indoors. I mean, that thing could get like 10 feet tall, so I mean, but anyways, all my plants use this mix. So I'll bring you in and I'll show you a close-up shot of it, all right? Okay, so here it is. Look at that, nice, light, fluffy. Now, a lot of people, I know that a lot of the bags say indoor, outdoor potting soil or potting mix, and a lot of people will just use that. But the problem that I've found with just using the bag stuff is that it compacts. After a while, whenever you water, it's pushing the material down, and it gets hard. And what happens is when this compacts and gets hard, it doesn't allow the roots to grow, and so you end up with stunted plants. And a lot of people, I've gone to look at their plants, and I've noticed that their growing medium is really hard. And so if you water your plants and the water just sits on top, even just for 10 seconds or 15 seconds, your mix, in my opinion, is just too hard and too compact. So that's how you know. Now, I've been using this for years and years, and it's worked wonderfully for me. And so all my plants indoors get this mix. So I hope that answers all the questions that I've got on this. So anyways, there is my indoor potting mix. All right? Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch y'all later.